Some moments are so shocking that people never expected anyone would see them. Yet the camera was right there capturing everything. Get ready, because today we are diving into real clips where people acted like no one was watching them. You can almost feel her shock as she tries to figure out how everything went wrong so fast. Their live stream came to an instant stop when the dog decided the cable was a snack. Lucky for her, those bowls were plastic and not glass, or this could have ended much worse. She'll definitely come better prepared for the next ride. She wanted to try a new drink recipe she saw on TikTok, but it almost turned into a kitchen disaster. One small mistake, and she nearly set the whole place on fire. You can see the struggle and zero motivation written all over his face. You really have to love this job in order to do it. If this wasn't recorded, no one would ever believe it actually happened. While mowing the lawn, the machine suddenly blew up right in front of him. If she had aimed like this on purpose, she still wouldn't have hit it. They were wondering where the phone went, but the security footage left them stunned. They couldn't believe it was a regular customer who had stolen it. He was full of energy and couldn't sit still in the boat. That wild idea seemed fun at first, but he quickly regretted it. He thought no one was watching and went for a sneaky move, trying to steal money at the register. But the camera caught every second, and he got caught red-handed. The silly girl quickly started believing in karma. What happened next made her rethink every choice she'd made that day. If this already shocked you, just wait until the end of the clip. Bowling seemed like a good idea for a first-timer. That is, until this exact moment happened. My ex's new job is something else. Give this dog a job at the post office. You'll be amazed at how perfectly he handles it. Watch him in action, and you won't believe your eyes. Before we continue, we'd love if you could hit like, subscribe, and let us know which country you're watching from. We are curious to see where our amazing audience is tuning in from. It's possible this rooster has never worked in a circus, but watching its moves, you'd think it's a natural performer. Some might say he's crazy, but he's living life to the fullest and doing what he loves. Happiness clearly comes first in his world. Usually mail carriers have trouble with dogs, but this dog is way more scared of chickens. Seeing him run away is both hilarious and unexpected. All the streets were flooded and walking around wasn't recommended. Yet they decided to ride a motorbike, and the passenger ended up plunging into water and mud. As they say, she basically walked herself into a penalty. She is a natural talent. How many times do you think he'll mess up by the end of this clip? There were no customers in the shop, so they decided to take a little break. At that moment, something worse than an angry boss walked in. I'm pretty sure he's a way better cook than an engineer. Putting together a table clearly isn't his strong suit. A beautiful shot from the yard shows a raccoon enjoying the snow and catching it in delight. I wish I loved winter as much as he does. Insurance didn't believe him when he said he was hit by a plane. The story sounded completely impossible at first. This is definitely me on vacation. I'm literally too lazy to do anything at all. It happens to us older folks too, even though it was such a cute fail. You can't help but smile at it. She felt embarrassed when she walked in, even though she really had nothing to be ashamed of.
他在干什么？他不会小认识他抢去看去看，来了来了。
A deer rushes inside, causing total chaos. The problem is it can't find the exit and keeps making a mess throughout the restaurant. They just wanted to play with him, but he wasn't in the mood at all. I couldn't imagine life without my dog, but they often get up to mischief like this. Moments like these are chaotic, yet somehow endearing. Everything was destroyed in seconds. One small spark turned into a total disaster. He tried to impress her at the gym, but I think he just lost all his chances. That move didn't go anywhere near as planned. He already had a tough day, and it seems like everything is just getting harder. You can feel the frustration piling up with every moment. When they came home from work, they saw their window was broken. They thought they'd been robbed, but it turned out to be something else entirely. They tried to tow him for parking illegally, but he was faster and made a quick escape. Talk about dodging trouble at the last second. Working in an office on a hot summer day can be tough, especially when your coworkers are even more unbearable. Every minute feels like it drags on forever. This is definitely straight out of a Final Destination movie. Sometimes it was better when we had no cameras at all. They wanted a little change and headed out into nature. After this experience, they're never doing it again. He really thought he could get away with it, but the camera caught his sneaky plan. There's no hiding from what was captured on tape. This might just be a sign from above that he's making a mistake. He saved his dog from a stray dog attack, even though he was targeted first. His dog jumped in to help, showing loyalty like no other. They set up cameras at home to see what their pets do while they're at work. Turns out, some things are better left unseen. Someone is definitely getting fired today, and she wanted to post as a firefighter. A typical struggle between a mail carrier and a dog, though these ones really look friendly. Still, chaos is never far behind. He got a rejection message at the worst possible time. Now he has to get new garage doors, adding even more stress. He's just back from training, but it looks like he's not as strong as he thought. You have to admit, he has the best job in the world. It's hard not to be jealous. Delivering a fridge to the upper floor of the house is going badly. He tried to lift the handbrake and almost lost the car in the process. And it was only their first day on the job. I think this truck driver might be one of the few who hates winter even more than I do. His struggle with the snow and ice is almost comical. Someone really cleaned that window perfectly. In broad daylight, a robbery happened in this restaurant like something straight out of a movie. The chaos unfolded right before everyone's eyes. Who do you think causes more chaos, cats or dogs? Afterwards, she told him what he had done, and he immediately vomited. That was his revenge in the most unexpected way. Let's hope this bike is still under warranty. Here comes the smart vacuum to save the day. A beginner mistake that ended up costing the whole company dearly. The truck wasn't on the handbrake and rolled straight down the hill. Who would have thought her secret would be revealed like this? The moment caught everyone completely off guard. How do you even explain this to your wife now? Now they have enough scrambled eggs for the entire year. Breakfast is definitely sorted. Even tough moments feel lighter with a good laugh. Now they'll have to buy an air conditioner because the fan just fell. Looks like staying cool is going to get a lot more expensive. In search of food, he showed up at their doorstep. Luckily, no one was home to witness the surprise. Sometimes the camera catches the hidden sides of us we'd rather keep secret. You can't hide from what's being recorded. While everyone else was panicking, she stayed smiling. She captured one of those rare moments in life that feels unforgettable. I don't know how everyone stayed calm after seeing the cliff start to collapse near the beach. In seconds, what looked like a peaceful day nearly turned into chaos. A boy by the pool was showing off a sword trick, aiming to slice a piece of wood. Instead, he sliced the pool and unleashed a backyard flood. The cyclist was speeding through traffic, weaving between cars like a pro. But when one car suddenly switched lanes, he nearly became a hood ornament. While cutting down a tall tree, a man sawed off a section that came crashing down. It hit the ground so perfectly, it looked like it had been planted there all along. While climbing an icy section, a chunk of ice beneath the mountaineer broke away. Luckily, his safety ropes held him, preventing a potentially deadly fall. A peaceful night drive outside the city turned tense in an instant. A deer darted across the road, and he narrowly avoided a collision in the blink of an eye. It looked like a kiddie daycare, cats everywhere in the room. Suddenly, they all scattered like they'd just spotted a pit bull. One moment, it was an adventurous walk through the forest. The next, they had just stepped out of the elevator, and when the doors closed, it collapsed. Maybe stairs would have been the safer choice after all. Maybe it's risky for everyone to fuel up on their own. It's probably safer if a trained professional handles it. They were lucky it was just the lamp that fell and not them. Somehow, a cow ended up in the raging river. A brave young man in a bulldozer decided to attempt a daring move, catching it with the machine's bucket. In the end, the idea became reality, and he successfully rescued the cow. A single centimeter was all that stood between her and divorce. This elephant has clearly had enough of tourists and visitors. He just gave them a little warning, nature's way of saying, back off. They were probably closer to a glacier collapse than anyone ever wants to be. Miraculously, they barely escaped with their lives. This has to be one of the fastest food deliveries in the world. Who here thinks they're good at bowling? Try this challenge and see if you're still so confident. A second later and the car would have ripped her door off, or worse, hit her too as she stepped out. But she doesn't even flinch, like nothing just happened. It almost looks like she's had enough of everything already. Old school TV repair. If it doesn't work, just smack it until it remembers who's boss. This man somehow managed to pull a gold bar out of a glass box through an opening barely big enough for his hand. It looked impossible, but with patience and precision, he turned the challenge into pure victory. The C first claimed his slippers like a boss, but then decided to play nice and return them as if saying, "Here you go. Just this once." This looks like pure talent, but he probably tried 100 times before getting it right. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible moments. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an upload, and drop a comment below to let us know what you think.